Brothers and sisters, generals, fellow spell breakers, welcome to another edition of EBX and Lord Lamont Show. Thus, EBX discussion. Current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view. I salute you and thank you. And that's brother, sister, and family too. And children, May the great divine be in our life, keep us strong and prospering. And that's in the world, our personal lives, and online. Because we know we got to weave through this shark-infested social media sometimes, thus the world, and learn as much righteous knowledge as we can possibly learn, brothers and sisters. And having spoken a few days, and my son and I, we were supposed to have a father and son discussion Saturday, but the video got copyrighted, so we're going to do it this next coming Saturday. And we're still going to speak on comedy, and I got a special brother that's no longer with us that we're going to do a tribute to. So looking forward to that. So we gotta work on the copyright thing. Like, as I said, it's a lot of things I don't know about computers. I got a lot more to learn. Lord Lamont knows a little more. We're still working on the mics and the Bluetooth mics and all that stuff. So yeah, because we're only working with one mic right now. And so we got to get Lord Lamont his own mic and earphones and stuff. But we're working on it, It's a work in progress. That's the fun part, right? The journey. So hope those are full of life and learning, and call down protection from that great divine, those who may have some kind of struggle or challenge. If you can't help yourself, get help. And that's brother, sister, family, and I always got to honor thy ancestors, generals who fought so very hard to get many of us in that great divine space that we are in. And that's male, female, brother, or sister. I will always appreciate what those decades upon decades ago did for us to get us to the point, that divine foundation we're standing on right now. And what we must do to stay vigilant as brother, sister, family, rise, or we are now beginning to be the spell breakers that's rising above the chaos. That's what this banner represents. A higher power, that great divine, and Mama Nature is all around us. It's a big ass world out here. So expand our mind, body, and soul. The brain is like a muscle. We have to work it like we do our body, make it stronger. Feel it, be like Neo in the movie Matrix. That's us in that chair, especially melanated brothers and sisters, and just get as much knowledge as possible. It's not about being this super intelligent person. It's being knowledgeable and going through our golden years as gracefully and easily and as vigilant as possible, because that's what it's all about. I say 1,000 times, we all gonna get old one day. So what are we doing in the present? Hope we on divine fire out here. Great things come to those who put in that righteous work. And I'm not talking about just a job, just to work on oneself. And it's wonderful to be able to connect with like-minded generals. Salute brother, sister, family, or child. And salute to Lord Lamont, is doing well. And we are really getting into these podcasts and coming up with ideas, and he comes up with topics and stuff like that. It gives him something to look forward to, both of us. As I heard some advice from a sister that be on the radio I listen to, during the commercials. I forget what her name is. That's what she said. I think that's the name of her. I don't know if she got a platform or a podcast. I think she said she got an Instagram page and she speaks positive quotes. But it's called That's What She Said. And that was some of the advice she gave. It's a sister on the radio I hear all the time. And she said, always have something positive to look forward to. Keeps us reinsured and keeps us excited about things, righteously. And keeps us motivated and inspired and moving. We have our days where we rest. Like last week was a total rest week for me. I did a lot of resting. I didn't do a lot of running around and, get into deep meditation and or deep prayer, get into the bowels of one's soul and see what make us tick, and be our own superhero, male, female, brother or sister, younger or older, family. We could be our own superhero. We don't need things on the outside to show us what we are, what we always have been, especially when we hit the bottom of that barrel of that soul. I always say, get to the deep bottom till we hit the bottom of the barrel. Thong, get past all the things that we have been harboring, as I like to say, throughout the years, and We can cleanse ourselves as best we can, mind, body, and soul, see, hear, and feel, and win that battle in that psyche, because that's when life can be beautiful, when we win that war in that battle. As I said before, I say it again. If you don't win in that psyche, you already lost, because that's where the most hardest, toughest, challenging battles are fought, in that psyche. You know, with these wars that we are facing and seeing, they all stem from the psyche. Every invention, every every tragic, I was gonna say cataclysmic. I don't say that word a lot, but that's what I was gonna say. Every cataclysmic thing, if I said that right, if I didn't, forgive me, or toxic event we see in this world, everything we see happening, whether it's good or bad, all stem from a thought. Ego. That's what I see in politics and celebs and those who, I don't know, look at social media for money and really no substance. It all comes from a thought. Choices, brothers and sisters, are very pivotal in all of our lives, as most of us know. So that's why Lord Lamont and myself, we choose to share our experiences and work out challenges within each other, because we've had podcasts where we kind of got deep into our father and son relationships, things me and him have overcome, because I reiterate, it was a long, long time when Lord Lamont and myself I didn't see him since he was like 3, and we didn't see each other until he was up in his 30s, close to his 30s when I seen him again. So, but, we went through the rough patch and had to let him get out what he was holding inside, and we got through it, and here we are. And that's what life is all about, finally seeing clear and rising above the chaos that's in ourselves, the world, especially ourselves, real talk. So observe the world, but don't absorb it. Observe, analyzation, is a righteous brother or sister superpower. That's what makes us a hero. We can analyze things, not overthinking, but thinking nonetheless. And watching those impulses, because man, that can save you in life. As I said, playing out scenarios, I did a podcast on that. Playing out scenarios can save our life sometimes. You gotta work things out, gotta reason with oneself, as I heard from a great brother. And it's wonderful to pick up jewels. Some we learn on our own, and we learn jewels along the way. Because Great Divine always sends a warrior on our path if we're paying attention. And that warrior could come through a child, a family member, a brother or sister in the world, online. And it's not always going to be a positive message Great Divine will send through a warrior. Sometimes it's tough truth, because most of the time, I would have to say, if I had to do a percentage from 1 to 100, most of the things that sharpen us, make us better and more vigilant, I would say, my opinion, but it's really not opinion, it's really fact, is those hard truths, things we go through that touch a nerve. That's what refines us and make us better, and not taking shit from no punk ass devil, and just even if we are by ourselves, or we are with a significant other, or we don't talk to our family that much, we always say, keep a righteous family spirit. Everyone has to walk on their own journey. That's why you hear me say, calling down protection from that Great Divine a million times, for ourselves and from ourselves. I have to say that, we have to be consistent, like, that divine force is, so we never ever become our own worst enemy, because that's danger. So, go with what knowledge we know, as long as we're not hurting ourselves or hurt no one else. Because again, it's not about being this super intelligent person. It's just about being intelligent. And intelligence is not always book education, school, or college. Intelligence is having integrity, doing the right thing, even when it's not easy or no one's looking. And that's what rising above the chaos is all about. That's intelligence. Other things will come. Once you're intelligent in your soul, when you have integrity, oh yeah, great things will follow automatically. That's how principles work. Not rules, not laws, because rules and laws have more of a controlling factor attached to it. Principles flows freely. It's something we supposed to do. We know we supposed to do. That's the beautiful thing about principles. Shouldn't have to be told, And if we do make a mistake, we learn from it, get our asses back on board, and do what the hell we supposed to do, you know? So, yeah, that's what principles is all about. So, that's what I learned from connecting with that divine spirit. So, and that's what led me to what's on the banner. You know, that's what represents that higher power, supreme being, you know, has to say over all of us, as well as Mama Nature. And it's all around us, not in just one small space. So if we go deeper into that divine rabbit hole, we'll see it's way more powerful than some little scripture in the Bible or some little saying we hear from a pastor or nothing like that. No, great divine is way more powerful than that. Just if you ponder the things that's happened in our life, we can't explain and still can't explain to this day, but it was a good thing and it propelled us to a certain kind of position in our life, you know. So I'm telling you, it's a force out there that watches over us. Sometimes we don't even know it, you know, as well as Mama Nature. Mama Nature protects us, you know. So if we didn't have the principles of nature or the sun, as my son Lord Lamont and I talked about, if the sun just went out, the planet would literally die and everything on it. So that's why I don't take life for granted. I don't play with death. I don't play with God. I don't play with my life. And I don't play with other people's life, because danger, danger, danger. We got to be as righteous as possible. Be a general out here. Gentle, but firm, as Malcolm X was. Rest in peace. And in power, as well as all other general historians that was before him or around that time he's alive. And that's brother or sister. Salute. You know, I so appreciate them, you know. Ancestors far and near, younger or older, even in our families, you know. Everything we experience in our life or came across plays a part in who we are and where we are standing right at this moment, because nothing is a coincidence. Nothing is an accident, you know. Everyone is on this planet for a purpose, whether it's, you know, if you choose that right path. As I say, great divine and Mama Nature gives us the choice to choose the right path, you know. Again, people take that God give us free will a little too far sometimes and try to make it their own thing and manipulate it and project it on to people. No. And that's something I'll never do. And, you know, this advice I'll give to others. We have a challenge, you know, unless we need help and we need to speak to someone, because sometimes it's good to speak, you know, and get things out of us, because it's not good to suppress things. But don't project. Make sure we're not projecting our own issues or inner demons, so to speak. You know, hopefully we don't have any inner demons, but work them out in silence. Meditate on it. You know, if we get some kind of emotion or we're dealing with some kind of challenge, see where it's coming from, why we're getting it, you know, analyze how it make us feel, and pinpoint any issue we have in our life. Again, whether it's in ourselves, personal lives, family, significant other, it's the world, anything that's tantalizing our soul and make us feel a little weary. You know, we got to study those areas, even if it come through a dream. Dreams, signs, synchronicities, and deja vu. Those are all windows into a little bit of the future or that cosmic world. You know, just can't be afraid to step into it. Again, always refer back to those divine moments that we came through in our life that we can't explain. So go deeper into things like that. Study it. Things in our dreams. Study things like that. We can almost prevent things, I'm telling you. So we just can't think it's weird. Step into it, you know, study our dreams. We'll amaze ourselves. And the good thing about learning and searching knowledge, it leads from one thing to the next, just like life. Like looking up words, as I told Lord Lamont, like, you know, say for instance, a lot of us like researching and looking up stuff. We look up words in the dictionary and we find that word, and then we see something else in that definition, and it just keeps leading from one thing to the next. It's like a tree, you know. We just keep growing divine branches, you know. It's beautiful, you know, when we got a solid root, because that's the most important of a righteous tree, you know. So, and it just leads from one divine thing to the next. It's just wonderful, you know, like the sisters I've been speaking on, that I've been connecting with on Facebook. I've been on there recently, not a lot, because again, I haven't been on there since 2023, but I did post here recently. And the sisters that I've connected with and the information they have on their channel, it makes me want to go deeper and to look up things like Nefertiti. I think Nefertiti, one of the most powerful sisters that ever lived on the planet, if I'm not mistaken. But I got to go deeper into that. But see, I didn't even think about nothing like that until I ran across this sister. Her name is Sister Nefertiti Offset Ra. That name just stuck with me. And so I'm going to go deeper into that because she is a very powerful, bold sister. And she don't sugarcoat, as I said before. And she speaks that truth. She ain't playing. And it almost scares you to hear her speak. It's like, whoa, but that's good, you know. I love strong, firm sisters like that. That can be feminine but firm, kind of like Atala Shabazz, Malcolm X's daughter. How she is. She talks real pleasant, but you can hear it. You can tell she ain't one to be messed with. She's a force to be reckoned with, but she's very, very gentle. So again, that's what she said about her dad. I just love that phrase, gentle but firm. I want to get that on a T-shirt. For some reason, that stuck with me. But that's how Malcolm X was, and his daughter, Atala Shabazz. So, but this sister, she made me want to go deeper into that. So I'm going to do a podcast on, what I said, Nefertiti, or if I'm saying that right, forgive me if I'm not saying that right. So I'm going to go deeper into that. And I did look it up, but I haven't cause I want to study it and kind of do a little report on it and really know the ins and outs of who she was and before I present the podcast. But I will be doing a podcast on that because that sounds very interesting. And the last podcast I did, I read a quote that Sister Nefertiti Asat Ra. I read one of her quotes and man, it was powerful. So, and I felt that vibration from her, as well as another sister quote I read. And it was Sister Anne something Glanville. I can't remember all what her name was, but I read it on the last podcast I did. And see that last podcast, it was about a message a brother sent me on SoundCloud, and I did a tribute to Aaliyah, rest in peace and in power. It was one of those top fan badge pages on Facebook. So that was my inspiration on that podcast. So that was the last one I did, and I was just speaking on. It was the power of encouragement. That's what it was. So I spoke on that sister in there. Nefertiti, you probably hear her name every now and then. Asid Ra, and a sister I connected with on Facebook, as well as other African sisters too, spiritual sisters I've connected with on it. And I love their posts and their information. And it's like, they ain't playing. You know, they breaking into they speaking on the lies of religion. And they're some deep sisters, and I'm glad I ran across them. See, when we in those kind of circles, that's what we'll attract. You know, we attract who we are. Real talk. It took me a long time to learn that. You know, I'm not a relationship expert, but if we really assess relationships that we have had, whether it's romantic or friendship, if we really rise above the chaos, especially within ourselves, and assess relationships that we have had, you know, we have to really put a magnifying glass on it, as I said. You know, is how we are at the core, how we're thinking at the base of that soul will kind of direct the relationships we come into. So really have to assess, you know, don't always look at the other individual. See if we are doing anything wrong. I'm just saying, not that we are, just an assessment to make sure that nothing is suppressed or hidden within us, you know. So that's what I had to do, you know. You can't just sit back and say, man, these women out here ain't nothing, or vice versa. Oh, these men out here ain't nothing. No, we have to assess ourselves. If we are getting into challenging relationships, or we keep attracting, I say, the wrong thing or person, you know, we have to assess ourselves. If we are attracting wrong things, they're like, okay, what's going on? What am I doing? What can I change about oneself to stop from attracting these type of things? So I had to go through that. We all have to go through that transformation. There's no getting around a filtering process when it comes to the human body, because the human body is a fickle thing. I'm telling you, the human flesh is a mother hubber. Like I've said, it's a firewall. You either be refined from it, or it's gonna burn your ass up, you know. So, and we got many examples, maybe in some of our family's life, or especially these celebs and politicians. Just look at them, you know. I call them rich dummies. Some of them, you know, got money but no fucking sense, you know. We got people that's not wealthy and got all the sense in the world, you know. So Being a star, fame, and out there in politics and celeb and all that shit is not what it's all cracked up to be. Real talk, it's not. So be happy with where, like I said, it's not a coincidence, it's not an accident where we're standing. We're all in the position we're in, or standing on the foundation we're standing on for a reason. Great divine got us where we are for a reason. I so heartedly feel that in one soul, because again, great divine rules this planet, not us, not humans, so can shut this and shake us off like a bad case of fleas. Real talk. So just appreciate every day we wake up and do the best we can, and don't think about the day before. Just do better. We get better every day. And again, keep rising above the chaos, because we surrounded by it. And it get to the point at work now, I turn my music on. I tune everybody out. And I remember it was a time when I would be all scared, nervous, and act like because inside of me, when I used to listen to music, I'd be wanting to dance, but I'd be afraid what people gonna think. Now, I don't give a damn. I be at work acting silly, dance, and I be me. I do me. We have to be who we are, not what others want us to be. Thus, person, place, thing. I'm speaking a general thing. Now, I'm talking about not in our circles, just people in general we connect with out in public that don't know us. That's outside of our circles. So now I don't give a damn. And it's like people are so conditioned to see, these are the things we observe, and it's a learning thing. Not that we're better, again, not that we're better than no one. Just some are more aware than others. That's just facts. So we become observers and learn our own behaviors as well as others. We'll come across some funny things, some amazing things, And one thing I've noticed, we're under this, and this is everybody, this melanated people, just about the whole population is, I swear, is under some kind of damn spell, some kind of zombie effect or conditioning. And what I'm seeing a lot of, people act like people get weird when they see you being happy. I don't know what that is, and I see a lot of that. So yesterday, I be dancing and stuff and back there because I don't give a damn. And that's how, because I'm a chef, when you get a lot of orders, I'm not going to override how I feel. Sometimes I might feel tired, a little worn down. No. A lot of times people will ask me, how you doing? Tired? I flat out tell them how I feel. I don't sugarcoat no more. I'm in my old man phase. I don't give a shit. But it's not doing it to be mean. Being real and being mean is two different things, but people take it that way because of their conditioning. So this Caucasian guy and his son, well, they were getting ready to leave. They were eating. He said, oh, you're a regular DJ guy back there, huh? You a DJ, Dan? I said, yeah. I said, yep. I said, I'm blessed, no stress. I said, I told him I'm going to stay blessed in the middle of chaos. In the middle of all this chaos, I'm enjoying one's life. And he looked at me all crazy and weird. And I was like I'm not supposed to say things like that. It's like people get weird when you speak positive affirmations. I don't know what that shit's about. It's like people are so conditioned, they expect you to be stressed in I would say a high tension situation, as far as the job, cooking and stuff like that. They expect you to be all stressed out and worn out. Now I might have a little straight look on my face and nothing like that, but that's just because I'm focused and I just had that look. I got heavy eyebrows, so it looked like I'm frowning or something. But a lot of times, don't nothing be wrong with me. I'm just when it's time to handle business, I get super focused and I don't fuck around. Real shit, especially when it come to ordering. I'm on a job. When I'm taking care of something that's important, I am 100% focused and nothing can fucking break it. I've gotten like that, That's the power of meditation, When we set that tone every morning, we'll put up that shield like that. So that was just a little example of rising above the chaos, because when again, and another brother, he was trying to speak to me while I was cooking, and I had to tell him, I said, look, man, I'm busy right now. I'm cooking. It's like I'm at work, people, so I don't know what be going on with people sometimes, but that's just one faction. You do have another faction that's cool, and they come in and, and they know what it is, and they know I'm focused, because a lot of guests I cook for, they know how I am. They know I'm not a mean person. They just know I'm very focused, and we become more disciplined, but people tend to take that a wrong way, but it is what it is, but we keep on flowing and we do us as generals, so that's just a little something I wanted to share. But again, being focused and disciplined, being mean is two different things. It's just some people will take it like that. But again, as warriors and generals and spell breakers, we be who we are, not what the world want us to be. So keep on rising above the chaos, brothers and sisters. So I'm gonna get to this hip hop break. You know, I always have a hip hop stimulation break, and I do got 4 spell breaker statements in a good day, good afternoon, and good evening, whatever time zone one is in. I always say mornings are so refreshing, you know, and it's wonderful. So, and again, salute to my family, my children, biological and divine, as well as family. And I spoke to my son Ethan yesterday. His birthday coming up. I got a surprise for his birthday. You know, I didn't volunteer at the school last week. I think I might have missed a week before. I'm not sure, but I did go the week before, but I didn't go last week. So he did ask me, was I coming up to the school this week? So I told him Thursday, so I gotta go. And I keep those informed and updated on my volunteering at the school. Again, I'm coming up on 4 years. I do miss days here and there though, so I don't want to make it like I be up there every day. But my son did want me to come this week, come volunteer Thursday, so I'll do that. And he got a birthday coming up, and I told him I got a surprise for him, and I slipped and told him what it was, and he started laughing. People might not know it, but Ethan is he's very comical. He is so hilarious. He has a sense of humor that's off the charts, as well as his brother Dion. Salute. My divine son, I call him, as well as my divine daughters. I call them my biological daughters and sons, and my divine daughters and sons. Because as I said, my son's siblings that are not my biological daughters and sons, I've been knowing them. I've been around them for 12 years. I've been around them since they were damn near babies. So I've been in their lives. So they're like my own kids. And we really got a really good bond, you know, and that's wonderful. Even got a little connection with the kids I volunteer with. I've come to know them really well. It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. Giving back when we can. You know, of course, I can do more, you know, but Great Divine put it on me, put it in my heart to do my part, you know. But again, there's great. I got stuff in the plans. I really do. I got stuff in the plans as far as the volunteering. I am going to get more involved. It's just got to take care of things, you know. Some things we got to kind of do in that wonderful silence, you know, and make sure it's straight before we just, because this is some advice I learned from Rizza Islam. And salute to Rizza Islam. Man, he is flourishing. Dude and got big too. He big as like The Rock was. I mean, man, he done got huge, man. I'm telling you, what an inspiration. And I'm telling you, in my opinion, brother Rizza Islam is the 2026 Malcolm X all day, and he is so real. And I heard him say, and he one of them brothers, he'll touch a nerve. You either gonna learn from him, Brother Islam, as many of our brothers out here, salute to any of our brothers or sisters that just speak that real truth and don't give a damn. You know, I like hard truth. I take it. I love it. You know, that's what shapes us and make us firm and stronger. But Rizza Islam, he the truth. And he is giving back to the community, but a lot of people don't know it because he's not glorifying it and showing it off. He showed little clips here and there, but as we all know, he is a brother of 100% integrity. Excuse me, kind of like I had to burp or something. But yeah, and I seen him working out. Dude is huge, and he was on this platform, and he's like, this is a nice platform. I forget who platform it was, but he said, but we need to stop playing. He said we need to be about it and say what we're doing, because it's not a game, and it isn't a game, because they've attacked him relentlessly. He went to court, he won. I think he had to sue YouTube or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. He went through a really tough court battle, but he won. You know, see how that Great Divine works? But it wasn't easy for him, and he was off YouTube for a long time, and I didn't even know that. He just appeared one day and he won his court case and he won the battle. So they can't fuck with Rizza Islam. He is super protected because he's real within his soul, and he's actually it's like hands-on with the community. He's actually done things. I think he's actually building something right now for, I don't know if it's for the youth, but I remember him building something. He said it wasn't enough room. He needed bigger space, and it was wonderful. And it was only a small little clip, you know, and he never brags. I love that. And you don't see him a lot because he's building. He's building in silence, and that's some advice I got from him. And it's not just him. It's a lot of great philosophers we hear that from, brother and sister. Take our time and build in silence. I know we hear that a lot, but it's facts. Because again, when we do things prematurely, we make ourselves look stupid. Make sure it's a finished product before we get on. And it's good to get on Facebook sometimes, or any social media outlet. If we mean well, we are trying to help be a righteous impact. It's okay, but make sure it's finished product before we present it to the world, because we just look stupid later on, real talk. And whatever that is, whatever product or whatever we have, if it's righteous from the soul. So that's some advice I got from him and many other great philosophers. And it's true. And it feels better when it's done, because again, we have entities around our righteous circles that's poking and prying and trying to look for a crack in our armor and all that old dumbass shit. It's just stupid. Everyone has a choice. Everyone has their own journey. But let's be grateful for the righteous generals out here that's not affected by outside toxic events and rising above the chaos. So I just want to bring that up. And you know what? I want to give a salute to two great brothers. Well, three great brothers. I've mentioned them before. I call them my three wise men, and I want to mention these brothers' names because they were very vital tools in my life, as well as my family too, But I call them three wise men, and I bring them up every now and then, but I want to mention them, because this is like part of history, So I want to mention them. See, the first brother is Lance Scurv X. I've really been inspired and a lot of great jewels from this brother, and he deals with a lot of bull crap, I have to say. And I mean, it don't affect him because he a tough brother, but I'm just saying, I kind of observe some of I don't like to really look at comments and stuff, but sometimes I see little stupid comments that be on this platform, and it pisses me off. I can understand it. And he been dealing with that kind of shit his whole life. So, I just want to give that brother a salute. Somebody got to be positive. Somebody got to be encouraging. Real talk. So I'll be that person. So I just want to salute that brother, and may the great divine protect him, his wife, and anybody else righteous that's in his circle, because he do got some good brothers and sisters in his circle. So salute to that brother, because he helped propel me. He was, like I said, he's the only platform I ever been on, and there was the beginning stages of my platform. So I salute to that. And again, brother Lance, well, Professor Griff was the first person I really ever started listening to. So he was the first one, and then it was Lance Scurv X, and the next one is brother Kwaku. So I call them my three wise men, and I still listen. Well, I haven't heard Professor Griff in a while. I gotta go back and listen to his but I am subscribed to him, but I haven't heard, because I try to, support a little bit of everybody. So I try to spread around the love. So I got to go back and listen to some of Professor Griff, because I love his platform too. And salute to him, because I used to, way before social media really started blowing up, I used to listen to Professor Griff. I used to listen to his lectures. And I still got papers today that I have written from listening to Professor Griff. I got, almost notebooks full of notes I've written, even from Lance Scurv X. I've got notes, stuff I've jotted down from him and brother Kwaku, stuff from years back. Oh, I'm talking 5, maybe a few more years. Professor Griff, I started listening to him like right as Facebook started, so this is like way before the industry started taking a flop. So the things that's going on now, Professor Griff, Lance Scurv X, and brother Kwaku have been speaking on these things, and it's others, brothers and sisters I listen to too. But these are the brothers that were like vital in one's growth and going deeper and researching and seeing this punk ass matrix for what it is. So I just wanted to give those brothers a salute. And Lord Lamont and I, we spoke on these brothers before in one of these podcasts. We done so many, but I told them these are like my three wise men. I got sisters, I got favorite sisters that are content creators I listen to too, so, and I got a lot of them. And I got the sisters on Facebook I spoke about, sisters I listen to sometimes. A sister named Spiritual Baddie, I've probably mentioned these sisters before. Victoria Cooper, I like her. I think she's very powerful. This sister named Shanae, a sister's named Shanae. It's a lot of them. It's quite a few of them. Positively Angela, I think she's inspirational. She's the reason I changed, because I used to have Curse Breaker by Lord Lamont and I's name, and I changed it to Spell Breaker because of her. I never forgot it. And Sister Mayat Rogers, who support my channel every so often. So she's another sister that I really admire and appreciate. But Positively Angela, she spoke on, and it made sense. Now this is her theory, but it makes sense. And she said that we are not cursed. We just have to work on our behavior. Stop throwing that word around. And that's something Brother Kwaku spoke on, about words carry energy, and certain words that we should take out of vocabulary. And he's true. And some of it I agree, you know. And so when she said that, it stuck with me. So I changed my name to Spellbreaker, because I do think that we're not cursed. We got to stop saying that. It's just we have to change behaviors. It's just old conditioning, especially melanated brothers and sisters have been under since, you know, since we can remember, damn near the beginning of time, damn near, you know, I know when, well, yeah, damn near since the beginning of time, or whenever evil entities got a hold of melanated people. I'll put it like that. So, but yeah, but look for a father and son discussion. And again, salute to those brothers I said are my three wise men, real talk. And I still listen to them today, but I got to go back and listen to Professor Griff. I haven't heard him speak in a while. And those other sisters, I haven't been on their platform in a while either, but every so often I do listen to them. And I have supported Queen Mayat Rogers. I have supported her. I've liked it on videos, and I haven't been on her platform in a while. She hasn't posted anything in a while, I don't think. But she supported me. I've supported her, and that's how it's supposed to be, real talk. So, yep. So I just wanted to speak on that, and look for a podcast from my son and I. It's going to be on comedy, and we're just going to have fun. And I won't be able to, we tried to share reels on the last one we did, and it got copyrighted. So I'm just going to share my personal reels that I've done on my own, just to have a little comedy, and, you know, and we'll talk about some fun things, fun experiences of our lives, and just speak on comedy, you know. And we're going to have a brother that we're going to give a tribute to that's no longer with us, as I said earlier. And he'll be our inspiration, and that will be on the banner and or thumbnail. And it's going to be a Def Comedy Jam banner and thumbnail. You know, we always have the depiction of the old Def Comedy Jam with the audience and a person standing on stage that we're giving tribute to. So look for that Saturday. Yep. And look for a podcast about Nefertiti, one of the most powerful sisters that ever lived on the planet. If I said her name right, I might have said it wrong. It's Nefertiti or Nefertiti or something like that. But I want to read about that, because the sister that uses that name on Facebook, she is very powerful. So I got to look that name up, because she is embracing all that energy. So she must have done her research. All right. So let's get to this hip hop break. And I want to get back to a page out of my book, Unlocking the Vault, and 4 Spellbreaker statements. All right. So, and the first song is, let me see, I got 2 songs. One from L'Oreal Lyrical, Rest in Peace and in Power. And yep, because she definitely got that Nefertiti energy, or she had it, well, she still do, because her spirit's still alive. But L'Oreal Lyrical definitely had that that Nefertiti, I gotta make sure I'm saying it right, Nefertiti, yeah, energy. Yeah, I can't wait to look that up. I'm very excited to look that up. Yeah, one of the most powerful sisters that ever lived on the planet. Yep. All right, first song, let me see, Back to Lead the Pack. That's the first song. And the second one is Make the Beat Go, and that's L'Oreal Lyrical. All right, I gotta get to it. Okay, hold that thought. All right, hold on. Okay, and this song is called Back to Lead the Pack, and I'll be back after this.
My generals, let's go. Righteousness is where it's at. Throw us to the wolves and we back leading the pack. Righteousness is a brother where it's at. And throw us to the wolves and we're back leading the pack. Salute, it's Brother E up on his beast. You know I'm out here watching for the inner peace. But I go within and you never get the E. I don't give a damn about no devil, man, my mind is free. And I got my children deep within and my family. I never stop in my soul on this hip hop. I got my fist up in the air, love everywhere, and I don't care. In this life sometimes it ain't fair. That's why I stay with that divine, making sure we fine. And yeah, we going smooth, never will we ever grind. And I will see that ain't no devil ever bring me down. Cause I'm so strong and I'm standing on this firm ground. Woo! Righteousness is where it's at. And throw us to the wolves and we back leading the pack. Righteousness, brother, is where it's at. Throw us to the wolves, we're back leading the pack. Then been through some things. That's why I'm not insane. I do my thing while I stay up in my lane. So yeah, that's how I go. And I stay up on this mic and in my divine to make me a pro. But you can do this too and go within and always be true. Man, we ain't gotta lose. My sisters and my brothers and all of my dudes. We never take it down, cause we do what we gotta do. And that's why we here. Got no time for the fucking beer. And yeah, keep that love, yeah, everywhere. I got my fist, I hold it straight up in the sky. I gotta tell the truth, fuck hate and lies. Woo! Righteousness is where it's at. Throw us to the wolves and we're back leading the pack. Righteousness, brother, is where it's at. Throw us to the wolves and we're back leading the pack. Real talk, no matter what entities try to do to us. When you strong, connected, you in that divine zone. Throw us to the wolves, we come right back leading the pack. Salute! Yeah! Righteousness is where it's at.
Real talk. Righteousness is where it's at, brothers and sisters. Throw us to the wolves, we back leading the pack. Real talk. That's how I feel about those brothers that I was just speaking on. Real talk. Can't mess with them. They protected by that great divine. I always said, anybody, my family automatically, they are automatically protected. My children, that's automatic. But anyone I have met, whether it's personal or online, and you've helped me in any kind of way, you automatically protected, brother and sister. I'm talking about those in our righteous circles that are connected and want to grow, or those who are giving it their all, trying to go. Because you do got brothers and sisters who, may not be somewhat aware, but are trying to get there, are trying to seek and explore, So that's the brothers and sisters that we are trying to share experiences with, empowerment, and knowledge. It's beautiful, because got to be in the business of what? Building generals. And that's younger or older, brother or sister, in the world, online, as well as family. And here we go with L'Oreal Lyrical, called Make the Beat Go. Rest in peace and empower. As I said, I'll be playing her music every so often. And she's also on SoundCloud, as well as Lord Lamont. And I think she's under L'Oreal Lyrical. She's on SoundCloud. And Lord Lamont, he might be under Lord Lamont. I'm not sure. And I'm on SoundCloud as well. And the last podcast I did, that's where that message was on the banner from SoundCloud. A brother named LaJax Donut, who was just concerned about why I'm not pushing music like he, in his opinion, thought I should. He's like, man, why you ain't in the world? You should have a bigger fan base. And I so appreciate that, man. Somebody that's just, ain't hating and seeing the talent and what we have and whatever skill or gift we have, not just music. Cause encouragement can go a long way. Cause again, people are walking around here like fucking zombies. I mean, it's crazy. So again, rise above the chaos, brothers and sisters, the best way one can. Seek and explore, and don't absorb too much toxicity out here coming from person, place, thing. Stick with that great divine. All right, coming up, and then we're gonna get back to a page out of my book, Unlocking the Vault, and 4 spellbreaker statements, and then I'm gonna salute you divine generals on to your divine life, brother, sister, family in the world, online. All right, let's go. L'Oreal Lyrical, make the beat go. All right, gotta get up here. Okay, here we go. Make the beat go. Ooh, forgive me, I'm stuttering. All right, make the beat go. Rest in peace. Man, why am I stuttering? Lord, make the beat go. L'Oreal Lyrical. Rest in peace and empower. Be back after this.
What up? It's your girl L'Oreal.
Attention, attention. It's your girl L'Oreal. Black, 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 stand up. Shari, J. Mitch, Tobin, Travis, Burlock, 2-6, what up? Eastside, what up? Bringing you flow, so lyrical music, Milwaukee music, all day, every day. Turn it up.
Bring it back, tell the DJ, bring it back, bring it back, bring it back, tell the DJ, bring it back.
Yeah, it's your girl L'Oreal, me and Tank. Black Lab exclusive, I do this. Fluid in the music, I'll prove it. Through every time you hear me on the beat. This girl get on the beat and pop it for me like I'm P.I.M.P. No homo, bro, gotta get my dough. Baby, to me on my phone, Lola. We gotta show I'm on the dope with no ground. Cause I'm out here on my grind. In VIP, making money. At the same damn time, everybody want a piece of this new chick L'Oreal. That's why I'm always on the track, I'm on natural. You be a queen with the dream and I forget the party pop. Cause haters can't hate if they too busy body rocking. Hey, I did it again. The flow is magnetic, pulling you in. I'm on team, yes, I'm cocky, kinda chunky, not a Barbie. Then I stay up on the track like Jay and lay up on the back. Hey, yeah. I make the beat go to the queen with a dream and I'ma get the party poppin'. Cause haters can't hate if they too busy body rockin'. I did it again. The flow is magnetic, pulling you in. I'm on team, yes, I'm cocky, kinda chunky, not a Barbie. Then I stay up on the track like Jay and lay up on the back. Hey,
I love my cuz, man. Rest in peace and empire. Next track. I love that. You can't stop it. Haters can't take it. They so busy body dropping. I love that shit. Yeah. Rest in peace and empire. Cuz I'm telling you, she's the cuz man was a force to be reckoned with, and she was knowledgeable, as I always say. Man, a phenomenal chick, like the song she made. She made a song called "Phenomenal Chick." Well, it wasn't just her. It was her and two other sisters, Sam K and Angela Jackson. Man. Yep, so she'll be forever missed, but never forgotten. You know, y'all always gonna hear me speak on her, as well as other members of my family who's no longer with us, but y'all gonna always hear me bring her up and play her music. I never let her spirit lay to rest, you know. So the body may lay to rest, but the spirit lives on through us. So, cause as I love to say, we all gonna be ancestors one day. So we want somebody to appreciate us when we're not on this planet. That's why it's important what we do right now. I love to reiterate, we are living in the Akashic Records time. Everything is being recorded. And if you don't know what Akashic Records is, you might want to study that for those who don't know what it is. And it will bring us up to speed to right now. I'm telling you, our ancestors knew what they was doing. They knew what was coming down the road. I'm telling you, it's just people have to be willing to study, you know, our Kemet brothers and sisters and what they really did. But some of these Christians that's conditioned, they don't want to go that deep. You know, they want to look at this white man and think the Caucasians is their damn savior. No, it's the very person that's corrupting this fucking world. The ones who are wicked. I'm talking about the Caucasian people who are wicked. You know, those who are not, I don't know. That's something, that's a journey that they're going to have to take. That's not my fight, you know. So they're going to have to talk to their ancestors about how the way the world is, you know. So like Malcolm X said, we'll call you when we need you. Don't try to take over the calls, you know. Stand on the sidelines. We'll handle our own calls, you know. So one way or another. So we didn't, like I said, black people didn't corrupt and fuck up this world. So, yep. That's what the truth is all about. Not being afraid of it. Real talk. So, all right, we're going to get back to the mojo. And I want to read a page out of my book, as I said, and 4 spellbreaker statements. Yep. So again, we are literally living in Akashic Records time. Everything is being recorded. So, and I ain't trying to rhyme, but what will we leave behind? Because it's going to be recorded. I mean, let's use the old P. Diddy situation, any situation like that, because it ain't just him. It's many of them. Just look at that situation. See, he don't see it right now, and many others that live that lifestyle like him, they don't see it right now. But later on, as they get older, I wouldn't want to be remembered for no shit like that. I mean, seriously, it's gonna be recorded. So that's why it ain't good to be doing dumb ass shit on social media. And I don't care if you delete it. Soon as you record it, it's out there, whether you delete it or not, because somebody could screenshot it. You know, we got these wicked entities that's running these platforms. They got data and all our information. So ponder that. So, hey, to each is his own. But I'm above this social media shit. Great Divine, everything comes from Great Divine and Mama Nature anyway, because that's who hold the power overall. You know, not no tower, no social media tower, no Wi-Fi tower. That shit ain't got no power over us. Great Divine to shut all this shit down. Real talk. So, because if the sun ever go out, we all gone. Real talk. It's just a matter of time. The world would die and everything on it. So people better stop fucking playing and stop taking life for granted, you know, because Mama Nature and Great Divine is getting tired. Real talk. So that could be in a theory. That could be a theory and or opinion, but nothing is more greater than the sun. The sun gives everything life. So that's how I look at that Great Divine, you know. All right, so let's get into it. Leaders and teachers with a student spirit. Let's read a page from one's book, and page 41, 10/23, 2024. And remember, I write these pages at my son's school when I'm volunteering, because sometimes it's very peaceful in the hallway. And I think I'll put let me see. I'll put one discussion where because I did like 14 episodes on volunteering, so I'm gonna put one in the end screen, and I think I'll put Lord Lamont and I, a discussion me and him did recently. I'll put that in the end screen. I think I'll put Don't Never Fear the Unknown. I'll put that in the end screen, and a volunteering podcast. Those two will be in the end screen. So if you're interested, you can check that out. So I can kind of bring people up to speed on volunteering, because I've done podcasts on various experiences I've had. I've even spoke on the principals and faculty, and salute to Principal Nichols, which is a brother, and a cool looking brother too. I've done a matter of fact, I'll put that one in the end screen. I got his picture on the banner, and I think there's a picture of some sisters on the thumbnail. Yep, matter of fact, I'll put that in the end screen. And two of the sisters on the thumbnail, they work in the lunchroom. There's some golden school ladies, and I always speak to them when I go in there. And the brother that's security, I got to get his freaking name. I always forget his name, but he a good brother. I don't know why I be forgetting his name. Well, because I guess I don't hear it a lot, but we have the greatest conversations. And so like I said, I get along real well with the faculty, and you know, we can't complain about these schools and stuff if we're not on the inside. We got to get on the inside and see what the hell going on. If you're on the outside of the school and complaining and you're not involved, what you're saying is not going to hold water. So in order to have an objective or something to say about the school, we have to be on the inside. We have to visit these schools, see what's going on. You know, I know I could probably go more often, but I do get involved. I do go. So I do kind of got a nice little relationship with the faculty. So that way we can keep an eye on things, you know, and that's via students or teacher or faculty, you know. All right, so let's get into this book, Leaders and Teachers with a Student Spirit. Let's go. Make it a habit of silent, deep thinking or meditation. Focus on our inner behavior, as I spoke on a little while ago. What makes us tick. Even if one has self-control, there are always negative entities trying to find a crack in our armor. When we understand or understand this, thank you, Kwaku, we stay on point. As one always say, I too go through challenges. We all have different battles, but the same battle spiritually, because once our spirit is broken, the mind and body will follow. So remember the 7 senses, mind, body, and soul, see, hear, and feel, in that wonderful psyche. That's why it's so very important that we meditate to reflect and know the power we possess. But the only way to come into this power is to take our mind out of this so-called punk ass matrix. We got to pull ourselves out of things in order to see things. And that example from Professor Griff. I'm stuttering this morning. But yeah, that example from Professor Griff. We don't just look at things. We look in them. Person, place, thing. That's one of his things he used to be adamant about. And I also learned a lot about hip hop from him. The ins and outs, the history, and the falsehoods, and all that kind of stuff. You hear me say from time to time, high infinite power, helping our people. HIP, high infinite power. HOP, helping our people. I learned that from Professor Griff. I never even really used to say that until I came across his lecture. So it's things I've learned from others too, but I've learned to those jewels I get, they in my like mental file. I never forget them. Anybody that helped me, I never forget. You might not hear from me, I might be silent, but I never forget what one has done for me ever. So that was a page out of my book, and that's a good thing, right? And it's good for our cognitive functions, even though I forget things sometimes, I do, but that's why we sharpen ourselves. We study, we stay on it, and don't be taken back by our little quirks, as long as they're not too toxic, So if they're toxic, we better work on it, because toxicity will get us nowhere. Danger, danger, danger. All right, last but not least, to my fellow spell breakers, and thank those for coming in to another EBX and Lord Lamont show. Again, look for a comedy podcast he and I is going to do Saturday. I'm gonna try to get him to bring his guitar so he can play some guitar, and I love hearing that guitar. And that's what's at the beginning, the intro of that podcast. I'm gonna put in the end screen. Stepping into the unknown. Never fear the unknown. We had a wonderful conversation. We talked about dreams, and we really hit to the bottom of the ocean on some things, and that's actually what's on the banner. The mountains, I think it's the sky and water. Call them nature podcast. Like this on the banner here. Again, it's a representation of rising above the chaos and taking ourselves out these little small spaces and being out here up, because the great divine is all around us and up high, not down low. So that's what this banner represents. You'll see me have stuff like this on a banner from time to time. All right. Let's get to it. Leaders and teachers with a student spirit. We ain't no damn follower. We changing that damn narrative. All right. Let's go. Each day brings us closer to serenity if we're paying attention and we stay in deep meditation and their deep prayer and have a solid divine focus where nothing can penetrate our divine armor ever. We can get to that space. Fuck the devil. All right. Spellbreaker statement number 2. One is patient with oneself as we work through anxiety. But if we get any anxiety, we got to pinpoint wherever that anxiety is coming from. Anxiety is never good. It's a cousin of stress. So stress isn't good. Anxiety. And as I said in the past, you want to know how toxic and dangerous stress is? Look it up. It has the same symptoms as a virus. Facts. All right. Spellbreaker statement number 3. One is deserving of tranquility, wholeness, or peace. Everybody deserves peace and wholeness in their life. If one can't find it and they're healthy, mind, body, and soul, we have to form habits. Again, meditation every day. Set that tone. Have quiet moments in parts of our day or our life. It will help. We get into deep thought, man. It will help us sort through pivotal things in our life. Power of silence is more than just a saying. It's a way of life. Meditation, it's a way of life. Seriously. That's what develops a strong general, and be able to withstand and have good observation. And as I like to say, I know we hear this a lot. It's an old cliche, but it's facts. Ounce of prevention, worth a pound of cure. Ponder that. And that's how we'll maintain our wholeness or still peace. When I say still peace, as I always say, STILL or STEEL. Ponder that. All right, spellbreaker statement number 4. Last but not least, if I didn't say that already, might be another one. I did say 4, didn't I? Was the last one 3? All right, yeah. Well, let's go. One must embrace a positive outlook on life, even through the challenging times, because that's good for our what? Our mind, body, and soul, our immune system. Because if we're just a full-on debating drama driven, negative, toxic, especially if you're aware and you're healthy, and you aware of these things, you just tearing away at your immune system. And when we let stress enter our body, especially if we're aware and we don't care about stress, and we think it make us feel good to be toxic and all that, you're just tearing away at one's immune system. Over time, you will see. And it's an open door for sicknesses. Because like I said, stress is like a virus. Once we're stressed all the time, every day, all day, it tears our immune system down, and we like an open wound. And we can get sick by anything, because once that toxicity enters our body and start going out through because stress is a mother hubble. Stress connects to our heart, our blood flow, etc., etc. So that's why it's important to have less stress or no stress at all. Real talk. So again, it's when we have full on stress and we're not taking care of it and deflecting it, we're an open door for sicknesses, whatever that is. So that's facts. Again, you want to know how deadly stress is? Look it up. It's like a virus. All right, I've done a podcast on that too. It's somewhere here on me and Lord Lamont's channel. I've looked up stress inside and out. Real talk. Yep, so thank those for coming in. Salute, brother, sister, family, current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view. I salute you and thank you. Stay strong, stay exploring, stay looking for good knowledge to keep us healthy, and keep us prospering in this life. And like I said a little earlier in this podcast, think about how we're living in Akashic Records time. Go study that go study our brothers and sisters in Kemet. Study Akashic Records, things of that time. I'm telling you, you would look at the times we were in right now. I'm telling you, I think that will help a lot of us if we study that kind of stuff, and really pay attention to what we're doing. Because you never underestimate the persuasion of social media and or the media. I'm telling you, have you be a fucking zombie and don't even realize it. And we have fun with it, but don't let it consume us, take us over, and have us doing dumb stuff. Real talk. We got to stay vigilant in this life, because we all gonna get old one day. So let's be powerful but graceful in our golden age. Salute. This has been brought to you by Mama Nature and that great divine.